Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. As you can see by the title, man, if you clicked on this video to hear a New Orleans Saints breakdown, off-season coverage, then you have clicked on the right channel. If you clicked on this channel to see some of the greatest sports breakdowns, some of the greatest sports analysis on YouTube, then you're on the right channel. But for this video, it's more specifically for the New Orleans Saints. So I just got done looking at a Saints interview from a mini camp, and I think this was maybe how many days ago was it? I don't know. It might have been like a few days ago. Let me see if I can get a date for it. See how long ago this was. So it actually was a day ago, actually. So this was a day ago, and they was interviewing one of our defensive linemen. They was just kind of asking him questions about things leading up into the season, and he kind of, schooled me on some stuff. So I wrote down some of the things that was said, and then I wrote down and I quoted, word for word what he said, and I kind of broke it down into this into a piece of paper right here that I'm gonna read to you guys, just in case you guys didn't know. So obviously, going into the season, and this is coming from me as a New Orleans Saints fan. I'm expecting a good season. I'm expecting playoffs. If we do not make the playoffs this year, I do believe that it might be time to move on from Dennis Allen. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people had things to say about Derek Carr. And my thing is this. We put so much blame on the players a lot of the time, and we don't put enough blame on the coaches. And the biggest question as a coach is, did I put my guy in the best position to be successful? So I was looking at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to be broadcasting this year, so I look forward to that. And he's even made me, step my game up in terms of broadcasting to make sure that I'm getting the best information out there for you guys, as sports fan and, specifically for this video as New Orleans Saints fans. So his biggest thing was that he was like, that's always been his thing, is making sure that I'm prepared. Did I do everything leading up to the game to make sure that I put us in a best position possible to be successful? So that's why I brought up Dennis Allen. So now we're going to switch over to Pete Carmichael. As you guys may know or may not know, Pete Carmichael spent 18 seasons as an offensive assistant for the Saints. The last 15 of those was spent as an offensive coordinator. So here's the thing, right? When you look at a guy like Drew Brees, we all know we love Drew Brees. Drew Brees was one of the best things that ever happened to the Saints. You know what I mean? But when you look at it, okay, how good of an offensive coordinator do you really have to be able to put together offense for Drew Brees to go out there? Because Drew Brees was able to do what he done year after year and never having a Pro Bowl receiver up until he got this gentleman right here. And I understand it. Don't beat me up too bad. This is a jersey that I don't care about no more. I'd be wearing this jersey to work. I just want just for the strength of this being a New Orleans Saints video is one of the reasons why I put my Michael Thomas jersey on, as you can see, as well as the my old school Super Bowl champs sweat. Shout out to my grandmother because she gave me that. But how good do you really have to be? So we seen the lack of play calling or the lack of evolution, growth after Drew Brees left, because we was never able to really get things in position. And granted, you can say, okay, we had Jameis Winston, we had Andy Dalton, and now we got Derek Carr. So, we had three quarterbacks who have had success in the NFL. So it's like, okay, neither one of them worked out. And I think, in my opinion, with Jameis, and even when I was speaking to another Saints fans about Derek Carr, I was like, I think that they're making Derek Carr play more conservative than what he should actually be. Derek Carr is one of those players that he's a gunslinger. Let him fit. Now, our thing is we're not going to take away from the gunslinging. We're just going to make sure that if you don't have nothing, take what the defense gives us, which are, if they're giving us check down routes, if they're giving us little 2-yard rink-a-dink passes, we got to take it. At the end of the day, anything for is progression. So we don't want to put ourselves in position in terms of having to throw picks and making our defense start at a short field. If anything, let's just take what the defense gives us, and if they don't give us a first down on that drive, punt it off and put them back at the 20 or 15 and make them have to work the field. So let's not put our defense at a disadvantage consistently. We got a new offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, and they say that he's brought in this wide zone offense that uses motion and encourages playmaking in space and allows offensive linemen to use their athleticism. So we all know that if you look at the league and look at where the league is at now, a lot of teams are using a lot of motion. You look at the Miami Dolphins, you look at the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, if you go back in time, even if you look at the New England Patriots when Brady was there, A lot of teams use motion, and motion can be used for a numerous amount of things, but one of the biggest things of using motion is trying to kind of identify what coverage the defense is in. Because if you can identify what coverage the defense is in, then it kind of gives you an idea. Okay, if they're playing man, let's attack their weakest man defender. If they're playing zone, let's attack the area in zone in which there's going to be brief openings. So just getting that type of knowledge and information, it puts y'all at an advantage. And also, if you're going up against defenses that has very good press corners, utilizing motion doesn't allow them to get up on the line of scrimmage and get their hands on them. You can send a receiver in motion, and in the process of motion, hike the ball. Now he already has a start, so it kind of minimizes a lot of the press that great press teams can use. So this is a quote that I wrote down from a defensive lineman, and they was asking him about the new offense that they have brought in with Clint Kubiak, and he was like, I hate it. Honestly, I hate it. He was like, I hate it honestly. It gets you running, and that's good that I hate it. He's like, I'm not going against it other than the other 31 teams in the NFL. Now, granted, regardless of if you want to acknowledge it or not, the Saints most definitely are a top 10 defense in any aspect, whether it's the pass game or the run game. So if you're giving a defense that's top tier hell in practice, then it kind of lets you know that what's to expect when you go up against teams that aren't as great as we are. He's like, but yeah, I think that the play action and getting the launch point moving, also getting the QB off the spot a little bit, as far as just not having him be a sitting duck back there in the backfield. And that's the same thing I was saying too, is that Derek Carr obviously isn't a Josh Allen. Derek Carr obviously isn't a Lamar Jackson. He's not one of those quarterbacks, but he is something that we never had with Breeze, and that's a pretty mobile quarterback who can pick up 5 yards if he needs to, 10 yards if he needs here too, but he's not going to beat you with his legs. But just having that threat of legs makes the defense have to adjust to a certain degree, unless they're going to give you that, which a lot of defenses aren't going to give you that unless they have that bend but don't break mentality. We're going to give you everything underneath, and if it keeps working, the shorter the field get, the less we have to worry about. So that's that was always the Patriots' MO in terms of defense. But he said it doesn't happen being a sitting duck back there. And on top of that, we got one of the greatest O-lines to do that. We got real athletes on our O-line. It plays to our strengths really well, that moving and having a defense have to guess, is this actually a run, or is he going to stick it in his pocket and turn and throw it somewhere? So with, obviously with Kamara, you got Jamal Williams. Obviously you got Taysom Hill. So, we got threats via the run, to be able to establish ourselves in the run game. And that's, I guess, what the offense that we have is predicated around that, having early success with the run. That way now teams start getting geared to stop the run, and we turn around, Derek Carr tuck it, and now you got somebody running free here. So it kind of keeps the defense guessing. And I feel like that's something that we have not had since Breeze. Breeze was the type of quarterback who can take 4 undrafted players and have 4 touchdowns and 500 yards, but all 4 touchdowns was to different players. So it's not saying that we never had Pro Bowl caliber receivers. It's just we had a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback who could make it happen with anybody running routes. You've seen that throughout the course of his career. You know what I mean? So, obviously you've seen what he done whenever we had Jimmy Graham, and obviously eventually we had Michael Thomas. But, with having a quarterback like Drew Brees, you always still have that element of not knowing, okay, we can't say we're going to take away this guy, because if we take away this guy, he going to hit us with this guy. If we take away this guy, he going to hit us with that guy. So it's so many different areas of attack that you have to worry about. But as of here recently, as later years, our offense got very predictable, with the bull crap, Taysom Hill stuff. And I'm not saying take that completely out, because at the same time, it's still that making them guess. But you can use a numerous amount of things outside of just that same basic offensive play calling. But like I said, I'm looking forward to this season because the expectations are high for this season. We got a good quarterback. We got a good, what it seems to be a good offensive coordinator. We still got a good team offensively and defensively. We may have lost some pieces. We lost Michael Thomas, but honestly, man, look at the athletes we got. And like he said, the offense is designed for putting your athletes in space and making plays. Michael Thomas wasn't that type of guy. Michael Thomas was a possession receiver. He wasn't a guy that you say, hey, throw the ball in the backfield and just let you do you. You got that with Kamara, you got that with Olave, you got that with Shaheed. So we got that aspect going now. So let's just exploit what we're strong at and see what we can do from there. But like I said, I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I most definitely have high expectations for this season because we've been in a playoff drought since Drew Brees has left. Now, the time to get back on track is now. You know, no more excuses. We got a new offensive coordinator. We got the distraction, which is Michael Thomas out the way. We got some of our guys taken care of in terms of money. So now it's just let's focus on, you know, getting over this playoff drought and let's, you know, make it, whether it's a wild card or not, you know what I mean? Let's just get to the playoffs and we kind of can assess the rest of it from there. But that is it for this video. I do plan on doing more research to find out exactly what offense that this is in, what offense we're going to be running, and why I can get a little bit more knowledge and also bring that to you guys. And also see what other teams in the NFL might possibly be watching and figure out ways to, you know, to find out how to stop it. And, you know, so it's just like it's a chess match, you know what I mean? So, but as you guys can see, that is it for this video, man. If you did enjoy this video, man, do me a big favor, man. Smash this thumbs up button. If you are a Saints fan, you watching this video, smash the thumbs up button. If you're a Saints fan and you believe that we're going to the playoffs this year, smash that thumbs up button. If you're a Saints fan and you glad that we got rid of that distraction, which is Michael Thomas, smash that thumbs up button. But now, all jokes aside, man, I've been enjoying being back, doing my content that I want to make now, which is a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, which I'm gonna do not just with football, with boxing, with basketball, UFC. I'm just gonna have some fun with this channel. So this channel is Rob Sports Center. It's not one thing specifically. Even though I'm a Saints fan, I cover all things football. So this is one of the best. I ain't gonna say the best, but one of the best sports media coverage channels on YouTube. So why not hop on it before we shoot to the top, man? So you can say you was a part of this from the beginning, man. So yeah, you got that opportunity by just smashing that thumbs up button and smashing that subscribe button, man. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out this thing. Peace.